Well, good morning. This is our third actual farm episode on Tassi, and we have some work to do today. That's actual farm work. Now, last episode we were cutting grass, and I've got that all done. I have a ton of grass. I went and got a tarpaulin or a tarp, I guess, for placing my bales. I have 77. Oh, I'm sorry. I have 92 out of 250 bales placed here. Mostly it's hay. I have not gotten my cattle yet, but that doesn't mean that we won't. Let me see. I do want to go take a quick peek, and I know it's going to save, and I apologize for that, but I do want to take a quick peek at our money situation because I'm down $8,000. I just want to see if that is taking just interest payments into effect. Yeah, my loan interest is $3,333 a month. October, I had a miscellaneous expense of $13,022. I am wondering if that was my taxes. Because I don't know what the miscellaneous expense would have been otherwise. New vehicles, sold vehicles, yeah, I'm assuming that was a miscellaneous expense. Now, what do we got going on for this month? Well, we are going to harvest our corn. I don't really need a ton of equipment. The only thing I really need to get my hands on is cattle, because I've got food for them now. And once I get cattle, yeah, I'll have a couple pieces of equipment that I need to get. Ooh, let me turn down my volume. Apologize for how loud I had it. There we go. Let's see how that is now. All right. So, yeah, the only thing I really need to get is cows, but then I'll need a tank for the milk, and then I'll also need some form of header before we can harvest our wheat next year. Now, I just want to talk a quick second about what these fields are going to be. So where the corn is right now, that is going to go into sunflowers. I've been trying to figure out what can I do. So it was either going to be sunflowers or sorghum, and the same for this little section here. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but I am going to, this month, I am going to plow this back under, and we will create our new field, or two fields, so that I can have grass and another cereal crop. So let's go ahead and get started on the corn harvest. I don't know how much I'm actually going to get out of the corn harvest. I'm hoping I get enough to pay for some cows first and foremost, and then also get some of the things I need, like a tanker. And why is it giving me straw? That's weird. I didn't ask it to give me straw. You know what? I'm gonna have to turn that mod off. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's go ahead and change that so it's just chopping it. I do not want. I only want straw from wheat, oats, and barley. So I'm just going to chop it. That's fine. And I'm just kind of interested to see how I yield on this. I would like to get a lot more in value than probably what I am going to get. And that's That's always the case. You never get enough. I have not used the I have not used a gleaner, which is an Alice Chalmers subsidiary, which is an Alice Deutz Fahr subsidiary. Alice Chalmers, I believe they stopped making those in either the early 90s, somewhere in the 90s, I believe, maybe like 93, 94 at the latest. I remember growing up on our farm, we had an old Alice Chalmers as well. It wasn't anything huge and or anything like that. It was our front loader tractor. I mean, it had other purposes, but we didn't generally speaking use it for. I mean, it was used to haul our gravity boxes, things like that. It only had like 72 horse. Wasn't like what we would call our workhorse. And in today's world, neither was our John Deere 4000. But back in the 90s, on a 116-acre farm that my dad had as a hobby, yeah, that was our workhorse. And my mother still has both of those tractors in the barn. John Deere sees more work because my brother uses it for, plowing up, or I'm sorry, not even plowing. He gets out the disc. The plows have long been sold off. My dad, he's been gone for he's been gone for just over 9 years now. So these tractors have not gotten a whole lot of use in the last decade. But they're things that we hold on to. There's a lot of sentimental memories with that John Deere tractor. So yeah, we would use the John Deere 4000, great tractor. And in Farm Simulator 22, there was a variation of the John Deere 4000 in the game, and it was a shockingly accurate representation. They had sound. They had that sound right. Nailed it. Whoever made that mod did a fantastic job on that. So yeah, let's get back to Farm Simulator 25. I don't want to get too in depth into my sentimental memory lane here. Before you know it, I'll be teared up and bawling like a newborn baby. But there's I see a lot of gleaners out there still today, because I do a lot of gig work, so I get to drive around a lot, and I see gleaner harvesters all over the place. They were very popular in the Midwest, actually, mostly because I believe they were semi-inexpensive. They were fairly good quality, and they just had that lasts forever. You're gonna buy one. I mean, when these things came out new, the idea was, they're never gonna need something bigger and better, so they're just gonna buy this. This is gonna be their forever harvester. I know that sounds silly, but that's really how it was. Lots of equipment was considered forever equipment because, back in the 1940s and 1950s, no one really imagined these mega farms that would become the norm versus, they were used to, everybody had 50 acres or 70 acres, and they lived off the land. They had 12 kids, and they didn't have to hire farm hands after oldest kids turned 7 or 8, they were working out in the fields. My dad, that was how it was when he was growing up. My dad was born during the baby boom of the 1940s after World War II. Actually, he was born he was born about 12 months after the end of World War II. So yeah. Now, the Gleaner, this one here, I mean, obviously this is a bit of a newer looking variation. I do have a lizard header on it. I like this setup. I mean, to me it's not overly realistic because of the GPS, but you can't have everything exactly the way you want it to be. Just, that's the name of the game, guys. But I do like this mod quite a bit. I have been looking for it. Harvester mods, not the most common thing to come by. So when you do find one, you know, you give it a look. But I do like this one. It's relatively inexpensive. I think it's about a $45,000 harvester in the game, brand new. And I just think it's a good piece of equipment. It sounds good. It steers well. The only thing I don't like, and this is not a knock against the mod, this is just a knock against Gleaner, was the offset swap disbursement. So it would not, it's not that it's problematic in the game, it's just that it goes against my mental expectation that the swap is going to come out dead center behind the harvester, but it comes offset to the left, and I just find it a little bit trippy for my head to accept that. So, oh well. But yeah, back to this though. We are going to finish harvest. I'm going to do this field all on my own. I'm not going to hire anyone. I'm not even going to use GPS. But I do need to get a tractor out because I need to get so that my hopper is full. And I really need to do is get a power washer of some variety. This thing is dirty. Dirty. I was kind of hoping to make, $40,000 off this field. It ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna be lucky to make 20. So we'll see how things go. Alright, let's get back to this, and we will get this field harvested. Like I said, I am really hopeful for $20,000 at this point. I don't think that's going to get me through till you know, too long. I'll have to figure something else out. Might actually have to sell back my chicken coop and rebuy it in a couple months when I'm ready to actually. I mean, I should actually consider doing that. Actually, I should sell the chicken coop and purchase it once I actually have something to feed them. I shouldn't have anything that I'm not ready to take care of. And that means I could wait till like July or August to get chickens, which might actually be the worst idea. So yeah, this field here is going to be sunflowers, and when we create our new fields, I'm going to make this center field sunflowers, mostly because I do have a corn header. So when you have a row header like that, you wanna not have it just sit there taking up space. So that's my goal, is to not just like leave it sitting idle. But I do think that we'll get this third. I usually only do 2 headlands, but due to the shape of this field, I'll probably do 3. And like I said, it's only due to the shape of the field. I'm not a huge fan of triangle-shaped fields. It's a 6-acre field though, so it's not a huge field, but it's decent. I'm just not going to make a ton of money off it, because if we look at the price of corn, corn is going for in January $771, and that's when we'll sell it. I'm not going to sell it at $404, because I mean we're already to November, and so it's going to skyrocket in the next 2 months. I'm just going to hold on to it for 2 months. And if I get to 30,000 liters, then I'm looking at about $21,000. Not a lot of money. Definitely not enough to last long term. But I want to get the field ready to switch over here in just a second. Because yeah, right now I think I've only made about if I were to sell it right now, I'm only going to make about $6,000 off of what I've harvested. That is, that's not much money. One thing I want to do is I want to check the used marketplace. I only because if you don't check it, you're going to miss something, and I don't like to miss out on things, guys. Just not my thing. Alright, I know those were for sale last month. I believe we ended right there. So let's see what got added. So the Massey header, which, yeah, I'm not going to buy that one. Yeah, it's only 1 bale. It doesn't look like there's anything in here that I'm going to go after. As far as, I wouldn't mind that. I don't know how much mine is worth though. Vehicles. Oh, let me see. See if I can't pinpoint it. Might have to get rid of that, but and so the Vermeer, I'm only looking at 15,000 in value, so it's not even close to what I need it to be. That's unfortunate. Alright, so let's doesn't want to let me do that. That's fine. Like I said, I'm only looking for a couple of things. I'm looking for a milk cart of some sort, and I'll probably need to get cattle soon just so that I can start producing the milk. I only have enough money to buy like 20 of them, which is fine. I don't need a million cows right to start with. I'll just buy the cheapest variation and call it a win. You know what? Let's go take a peek. Let's go see how much cows are. And while we're here, you know what? I just decided on the spot. Let's go ahead and I'm not going to get a lot out of this. Oh, I guess I actually am going to get a lot out of that. Chicken coop, sell it. Yeah. Okay. I should not, like I said, I should not have anything I can't support. But let's go see how much cows are, and then I can support sheep. I can. Perhaps not this month. And that holds 150 sheep. I don't need to. I don't need to do anything crazy even. I don't have to create a pasture or anything like that. I can just feed the stinking things with grass. I don't really want it to be that far away from the cow barn though. Something like that would be ideal. Alright, I got a plan. So let's just keep working on the corn. When we come back next time, you guys, it's going to be the same month. It's still going to be November, but I'm going to be working on getting those other two fields ready to finish up the corn here, and then I'm going to be working on the other two fields, and I hope to have like outlines created for those two fields before the end of the next episode. So I have an outline that I like already somewhat created, but yeah, I just think that it might be a good idea to have something in place. Like if you were to look at, I don't know if you can see it, I mean, if we were over there, you'd see it. But I left as an outline on how to cut my field in. I left a nice little swath of hay that I'll have to actually bale up. And once I bale that up, you know, that's fine. I will go ahead and bale that up and get myself set up with that as my outline, because I wanted to leave that there because I don't want to plow that under, because I want to bale it up. And by not plowing it under and not baling it, I basically have a pattern to cut my field in with. It's right there. To me, it was the perfect way of doing it. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna finish this field up, and I'm gonna put the corn in the silo, and we're gonna see how much we've got. I'm thinking I'm gonna get about, I don't think I'm gonna get 30,000 liters. So that's unfortunate, but farming's not for the faint of heart. Alright guys, we will see you guys next time. This is Graybeard Gaming, wishing you the very best of days. Be safe out there. Bye.